Sherry. I'm Greg. You too. We talked a little bit on the phone before you came in. It's nice to meet you in person. We do have some preliminaries we need to talk about, and I'd like to get started by asking, have you ever been in counseling or therapy before?
No.
Okay. Now, thank you. Now, usually in our counseling sessions, we won't have these other people joining us, but today they are here because I am under supervision. Now, everything we do talk about is completely confidential, but there are some instances where confidentiality will have to be broken, and those would be, for instance, if a person posed a risk of harm to themselves or others, or if I found out that possibly there was something illegal or unlawful going on with a minor or elderly person. Excuse me. And then there's really probably only two other situations that might come up. And that's if there were a court order for information and your signature on the insurance. And beyond that, the only information that would ever leave is if you consented to it. So if you wanted to see another professional and you signed a waiver of consent, information could be forwarded from this office to their office. So, but beyond that, what we talk about is completely confidential. And we also had talked about fees. We do have a sliding scale here at the center. Also, if you ever find yourself in an emergency situation, if it's life-threatening, please call 911, but if you feel like you need another session with me before a regular scheduled session, you can just call and we'll make an appointment. Also, you do have a right to see any of your records that we keep here, and I do keep notes, and those are kept under lock and key. Beyond that, I also need to mention that, you're under no obligation to continue counseling. If you ever want to terminate, you're free to do so. So if you feel like there's some reason that it's in your best interest to discontinue therapy, you have that right, okay?
Okay.
So now, I want to, before we get into the specifics of why you're here to talk to me today, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your background information so I can get a clear picture of what things are like for you outside of the office. So can you tell me a little bit about your family situation?
Sure. Well, it's me and my daughter. She's 16, and it's just me and her.
So you're a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
And
Widowed.
I'm sorry to hear that. You find that challenging, or?
Very. Yeah. Yes.
So, now your daughter, so she's 16, where does she attend school?
She goes to Cypress Bay High School.
Is she, would you consider her a good student, or?
Probably not, considering I have to keep checking if she's even in school.
Okay. Now, is her attendance, is this a new thing that's just started, or has this been ongoing, or?
It's been ongoing.
Okay. Is this one of the things you were wanting to address here that we can work on, or?
Well, I think it goes way deeper than her attendance. I mean, I don't know what to do with her anymore. No control over her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, besides yourself and your daughter, is there any extended family that's in the picture?
I'm pretty close with my cousin, my mother, and I have a couple of friends, but in terms of family, just my cousin and my mother.
Okay. Now, can you just describe for me what a regular day is like from, getting up in the morning to going to bed at night? What's that like in Sherry's house?
Okay. Well, when I get up in the morning, I bang on my daughter's door. She usually doesn't say anything or answer, so then she thinks that she can lock the door, but I have a special way of getting in there. And, you know, I open the door, she's still in bed, she doesn't want to get up. I have to fight with her. I'm yelling at her from like 6 a.m. in the morning. And that's how it is up until about 8 a.m. when I get in the car and I'm waiting out there for like 30 minutes because she doesn't want to come out. And then I drop her off at school. If she stays there, I don't know. And then I go to work. I work. I can't be thinking about her all over the time and calling school every second. So then I work up until about 7. By then, she's home already. And I make dinner. She's doing whatever she's doing. I go to sleep.
So
Same thing the next day.
It sounds to me like there's a lot of tension in the AM routine, and that it's not quite so bad in the evening. I want to ask you a couple questions about that, if that's all right. What would you imagine it being like if things were perfect between you and your daughter? Tell me what that would look like.
I mean, I think I'm pretty fair and open, so it's just a matter of communicating, and if she would obey my simple rules, and, you know, we could have a pretty good relationship, and, you know, her just communicating with me, I think that would be ideal.
Do you have concerns that maybe what's going on now could drive you two further apart in the future? Or do you think this
Yeah.
is, I mean, how do you
To hate
conceptualize
her, maybe she
it?
hates me, I don't know.
Well, how did you feel towards your parents growing up?
You know, I was a really good child, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a really good relationship with my parents. I listened, I went to school, I mean, granted, didn't go to college, so maybe she feels I don't know, that she somehow looks down on me for that. I don't know, or that I can't, put that expectation on her, but other than the education, I had a really good relationship with my parents and listened, and it was good.
So it sounds to me like there's a lot we can work on together here to maybe get that relationship with you and your daughter running a little smoother. And I think it just seems to me that sounds like what you really need out of this. And I think that's something we can do. So.
Good, because I need it.
We talked about how it was for you growing up, so this has got to seem like really, I mean, how do you feel about it? Does it seem really off, or is some of this just her being a teenager? Tell me, I really want to hear more from you about this.
About what?
How you feel, where your daughter is coming from. Is she just, is it more of an open rebellion, or is it just some friction? Do you think?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I mean, she's a teenager, so obviously she's going through her teenage years, and with her relationships and her friends, and it's all about her friends. But it's gotten to a point that it has to be more than that. It definitely has to be more than that, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what to do to make things better.
Okay. Well, we're gonna work on that. And
You're at 8?
8 minutes? I was gonna say, it just started to feel long now.
Yeah. Okay.